questions while we are discussing, and you want to ask him any question concerning the business of snail farming, any questions and concern on the show this morning, been in doing the business of snail farming, and so for the time that you have been doing this business of snail farming, how has the journey been so far?
Well, I started snail farming 2 years ago.
Okay.
And the initially I've been able to set up other snail farms, for other people, like myself, in different parts of Nigeria. So it's been a very wonderful experience. And one of the things that actually motivated me into going into snail farming is for just two reasons. Number one, to make money. Number two, to also feed myself, to feed my family, and feed people around me. So that is the motivation. And there's this thing I usually say, that for the fear of hunger, you want to become a farmer.
Definitely.
You understand? People always see farming as a business, that is taxi, but really it's not really like that, because you have to really get dirty for you to make the money. One man saw in Yoruba where
Is inside. Is inside something.
What means is that you at times you have to like get dirty, for you to make money. That's what it means.
Yeah.
So the snail farming business is a very good one. At least I do have one elderly man of about 75 years that his major source of income now is snail farming. Okay, and the man retired, into the snail farming business. So for me, overall, it has been a very good one, I'm happy doing it because it's not stressful compared to other types of of farming, like poultry and the rest. It's kind of very easy, but not at the beginning. At the beginning, you have to put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, to make them grow.
Yeah.
By the time they begin to lay eggs, you just be enjoying and be making money.
Okay, you mentioned something about the process, being challenging in the beginning, but if you get the hang of it, it becomes easier, right?
Yeah.
So now, could you also give us a brief on what the journey or the process entails when it comes to snail farming? How do you start? What is involved when you have to do with snail farming?
Well, there are some certain steps that someone that wants to go into snail farming must go through if you want to succeed. Okay. First, you need to understand is the style of snail farming that you choose to go into. There are different styles.
Okay.
So you need to understand that you need to also understand the capacity in which you want to go into snail farming. Okay. So for instance, now someone may choose to start snail farming from home, like you are living alone, and you have a small compound.
Okay.
And you want to just start this thing. So what that means is that someone can actually start very small and scale up. Snail gives you that privilege, to start small and actually grow big. So there are things that you have to really consider. Now you have to consider the capital. Do you have the capital to start this business? How much do you have? Is it that you don't have money at all? Then you can also start if you don't have money at all. So because during rainy season, you can see snails. You see them everywhere, mostly where you have bushes. No, you can't see them on the main road anyway. But where you have bushes, where you have greens, you can pick
snails anywhere or everywhere. Are you trying to say there are no specific breeds of snails? I mean, in livestock farming, we have a specific, if you go to poultry now, you have specific fowls you can use, or breeds, I meant to say, that you can use for that, same as pigs and the rest of that. So for snail farming, are you saying you can just use any snail, or there are types of breeds you can actually use, especially if you're looking to sell and make money from it?
Okay, going to that angle of selling, that is talking about snail business. So you want to breed the snails, and you are breeding them, you are farming them for the purpose of making profits, out of selling them.
Yeah.
So you want to consider farming species or breeds that are marketable in Nigeria. Okay, breeds that you can sell. And talking about these breeds, for instance, in Ghana, the common species of snail you have in Ghana is Achatina achatina, so which also falls under the African giant snail, but we can call it Ghana giant snail. Okay. In the
Are they those snails that grow really large? I mean, I've seen.
No, they are the biggest.
The biggest
Yeah,
ones.
the biggest. Achatina achatina, followed by in the eastern parts of Africa you have the Achatina fulica, and you have in Nigeria is Achatina marginata. That is the common breeds or species of snails that you see in our bushes, So when you go and pick them, actually you can also pick some other species, but you get to identify them by their sizes. They are bigger. The Achatina are kind of more bigger. And one unique thing about snails is that they don't die. They have very low mortality rate. They do not. Life. Yeah, they used to have long life.
Okay.
So
how long are we talking about?
Yeah, you can stay as you are not. It's not like dogs or whatever that but you are under 2 years. You have a full-grown snail that you can sell. You only reserve those ones that be laying eggs. For that you're using for the cycle. Of the constellation of cycle of producing more snails for you. So under 2 years, you have a full-grown, you have adult snail that you can sell, that you can eat, but it all depends on what you are feeding them with. Okay, so there are still some other species of snails, but the one that is marketable, the ones if you go to market now that you want to buy snail, the one you see, that one that those market women display are Achatina marginata.
That's common.
At times the common ones, or Achatina fulica. So that is what.
All right. Once again, before we move further with questions and of course the answers are given us, if you are just tuning into the show, it's Jordan in Focus right here on Jordan 105.5 FM Lagos, and today on the show we are discussing snail farming business. So if you are somebody out there and you're looking to start a business or in the agricultural sector, or you don't know which side you want to go into, well, we're bringing you this information on the show this morning. So if you have questions, or you're already into the snail farming business already and you're stuck somewhere, you're having issues, or you haven't even started yet and you have questions, well, today on the show you can call in and ask these questions, and our guests James Additional is willing to answer all of your questions and of course clear your concern as well.
Call us 090-6000-3352, 090-6000-3352, or send a WhatsApp message via 0807-221-4389, 0807-221-4389.
All right, and I also want to ask you, for snail farming, are there type of people that can venture into it? I mean, there's some people who would like to. I know that we've had a lady here on the show who is into poultry farming, and she also has a 9-to-5 job that she does, but she combines it with poultry farming. So for snail farming, is it a sort of business that you have to be there full time? But before you answer my question, let's see who we have here. So we're going to use the call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Yes, you're on to Jordan FM. Good morning to you, sir. Concerning snail, great, and also combine the snail farming business with it.
Yes, of course. If you have what you are doing right now, presently, is snail farming can be that side also,
Okay.
you know, and it can also be in form of self-employment business, you know, that you can also go into. Reason is this: you only need the first 1 or 2, 3 months,
Okay.
you know, for you to familiarize yourself with your farm, with your snail, and you know, if you have the type of snail house where you have leaves, you know, like for instance, potatoes, sweet
Okay.
potatoes, you have them, you know, planted, you know, in your farm. So the snail will actually feed
And
on
survive on
those.
their own.
They will survive on their own, feeding on those leaves.
Okay.
Okay, and one thing you have to ensure that you do is this: you have to ensure that the environment where you keep your snails is not very cold.
Okay.
It should just be just normal temperature. Okay, it shouldn't be too hot, shouldn't be too cold, and you have to ensure that you water them in the morning before you go to work.
Okay.
And when you come back in the evening, you also water them, and it's not like pouring water.
Okay.
You just sprinkle the water on them,
Okay.
because their body is like more than 85, 90, more than 90 something percent water. Okay, it's what is made up of a snail, so they can't survive without water. Okay, so that is what you have to do. But in a case whereby you traveled, if you travel, you do not have time, snail tends to go into hibernation.
Okay.
They will just hibernate, you know. If they are unable to sense water, they will go inside their shell
Okay.
for a while, pending the time that they will sense water. When they sense water, they will come out again.
Okay.
So it's not that they will die like that.
Okay.
The only thing is that they are not going to grow as expected if you are not feeding them very
watering them
well. So
properly.
I think you need to just give little time in the morning and in the evening, because they tend to feed more in the night.
Okay.
It is in the night you will see them eating. If you come out in the night, you know, you see them. But afternoon, they will relax.
Okay.
They will just hibernate, just relax somewhere. At times they will move around, and you need to place them on a sandy loamy soil. You don't just use anyhow soil.
Okay.
Sandy loamy soil is a required soil for your snail. If not, they will die. Reason is this: sandy loamy soil is, you know, has been proven to work for snail farming. And when they lay eggs, they dip their eggs. The eggs will not be able to. It won't be able to hatch. It will not hatch.
Okay.
So that's why you need to, like, you know, water the soil very well. And if you're able to put all these things right, I think you don't have any issue. So it's not a style of farming that actually takes a whole lot of your time.
Okay.
And as a public servant, as a civil servant, you can, you know, farming is allowed. Farming is allowed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you, are there diseases faced in snail farming? I mean, we've heard of, when we've had a fish farmer on the show, even fish, a farmer on the show, there were diseases they mentioned that they face, that the livestock face in that particular type of farming. Now, for snail farming, are there diseases faced in snail farming?
Well, they are,
Okay.
but not compared to the other, not compared to poultry. These are actually caused by pests, maybe rats.
Okay.
You know, do carry fungi. You know, so but ordinarily, snails don't usually, you know, contact diseases like that. You know, like for instance, if you keep 500 snails, hardly will you see one dead.
What about?
It's actually very low risk business.
So
actually.
the only thing is that they are predators.
And I was going to ask about
Predators
farm
like
predators.
ants,
Okay.
snakes, you know, even chickens. the normal chicken that we normally eat. They are also predators. Okay. They used to feed on the snail. So if you can keep them away from predators, then you are good to go.
Okay, so now when it comes to the business aspect of it, how profitable is this business? And also in terms of marketing, it's one thing to start the business, slowly and surely be growing. At the end of the day, you start to your farm or your pen starts growing over time. Now, how profitable is the snail farming business? And in terms of marketing as well, trying to reach out to people to patronize you, how does that work?
Okay, let me just give you this very simple breakdown.
Okay.
To purchase one snail, we call it point of lay.
Okay.
Point of lay snail. You're going to be buying one between 300 naira and 600 naira for a snail that is about to lay. Okay. Maybe once you take them to your farm, under 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they'll begin to lay eggs. Okay. And when they lay eggs, they lay up to 200.
At once?
Yes, at once.
Okay.
100, 200 at once. Yeah, they all hatch.
Okay.
But there are secrets to every businesses.
Okay.
If they are exposed to sun, they will not hatch.
Okay.
So you have to always bury them.
Okay.
Under the soil.
Okay.
And at times you use leaves
to
cover them. Make sure the eggs are buried.
Okay.
If they are not buried, they will not hatch. That is the way God has made it to be. So you have to bury them. So if you are able to buy this point of lay, let's say you start with 200 or you start with 100, within the space of 2 years, you can take it to close to 5,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah, within the space of 2 years. After 2 years, you begin to sell. You don't sell under 2 years.
Why is that?
Yes, because you want to grow your farm.
Okay, so
you want to multiply.
Yes,
you want to multiply.
Okay.
So if you are able to multiply 200 to 5,000 under 2 years, you don't sell 5,000. You sell maybe 4,000.
And leave 1,000.
And leave 1,000.
Okay.
Or you can sell 4,005. You leave 500. The 500 will keep laying eggs.
Okay.
And they will keep hatching. Okay. They will keep hatching. Okay. So it's a business that you start very small. And the business itself will now be demanding for space. Okay. You will see it. And one thing that kills these snails is when they are not comfortable.
Okay.
Like when you pack too much of them in a pen, one enclave, and they are not breathing. Okay. They will just be dying. You understand? So you want to give them that space. If they are happy, they are comfortable, they can lay eggs up to 8 times. 5-8 times in a year. They keep laying, and you can see the multiplication effect. Now, talking about the sales, one snail in the market, right? In fact, they used to use kg. They use kg to calculate it. To weigh them before they sell. So, but let's just put it on the calculation of one mature snail. One mature snail goes for around 2,500 naira to 5,000 naira for just one. One. Okay. So now imagine if you have, let's say, if you have 4,000 snails and that they are all mature and you want to sell them, let's say, you are just selling direct from farm to the reseller. Okay. You understand? Or maybe to retailers or whatever. So you are selling direct from farm for 1,500 naira. Okay. You are still going to make a lot of money. So if you multiply 1.5 times 4,000, that's a lot of money right there. And if you still want to make a lot of money, it has what we call exportation value. Okay. Right now, I think there's an export value of over $4 million.
Okay.
To the US, which Nigeria is also among.
For snail farming.
For snail, it has this. It has a exportation value. Okay. A lot. It can actually even grow the Nigeria economy if the government choose to, help those that are already into the business. So the business is very good. You can take a farm of 500,000 to 5 million, 10 million naira in a very short while. And marketing is so easy. Hotels used to buy from farm too. Most hotels buy from farm, restaurants do buy from farm, and the most expensive meat now.
Actually,
snail
I was
and
going to ask
pig.
you. I was going to ask
Snail and pig.
I want to ask you why, because I know I have a family member who just doesn't like to eat meat and everything, but he likes to eat snails and fish.
Yeah.
So I used to wonder why is there a reason particularly that snails are so expensive? Is it because it takes so much time before the farmers are able to sell them out, or what exactly is the reason why snails are so expensive?
Because of the health benefit.
Oh.
It contains iron, calcium, and is highly proteinous.
Oh, okay.
Then it's also anyone that have high cholesterol, it helps reduce it.
Okay. Before we go, let's answer this question. It says, how much does it take to start a very small snail farming business? And this is from GJ. All right, so how much does it cost? If I'm starting out newly, I don't have any snail, I did not see snail when it's falling, I want to go to the market to go and buy snail.
250K.
250,000 naira.
Yes.
And how many snails will that get me?
Well, I think you can get around 50 snail.
50?
Yeah.
Matured ones or about to lay eggs ones?
About to lay eggs.
No,
You don't buy
200.
mature one. Then you also buy healthy snails.
Okay.
And that is why you need mentorship.
Okay.
You need mentorship. You don't just go. Some people go to the market, the main market,
Yeah, and then
to go and buy snail that they will use for farming.
Okay.
Those are wrong step. Those snails will not survive. Because they are exposed to sun, they are exposed to germs, exposed to several things, so they will not survive.
Okay.
So if you want to start the business, you go to a farm. Like in Jordan FM, to the glory of God, the snail farm we have here in Jordan, I set it up, and it's growing. It's doing very well. So if you want to start your own farm, you need to get direct from farm, not from the market. Don't buy from the market. Those who in the market are ready to be consumed. But the ones you use for business, you get it from the farm. So 250K upward, you can start the business. And for people that have land they are not using again, they can use one part of their land to start. Plant banana, plantain, all of this, things that they will, the leaves, potato, plant them there and secure the place. There are also ways we treat our soil. There are ways that you have to treat soil before you place before you start. So there are so many things, involved. Like this is like a course on its own, that can take us months, for us to.
But I want to know, the 250,000 naira, is it just to get the snails, or this also?
Yes, you can. There are different styles. You may choose to start with using trailer tires.
Okay.
And use trailer tires to start. You can get a carpenter to construct just like a pen, a small pen. They will use net, this Boko Haram net, for it, and mosquito net. Mosquito net, because snail can easily escape if they are not well protected. They may be very slow. But don't underestimate their speed. They are very fast. But looking at them, this thing is very slow. But they are very fast. And all of the things you have, the shell, everything inside snail, they are money. Okay? Like in Yoruba, there's what you call omenugbi. That the slime. That slime, is the about I think the 5 maybe 1 liter of it is actually worth about $10,000.
Wow.
If you have to export that. So they use that. The pharmaceutical they use slime. The pharmaceutical use it, for some of the drugs, the anti-aging drugs, and the anti-aging creams. There are creams that when you start rubbing them, your skin will glue. Those creams, if you go and read the content, they either use slime, and there are ways you carefully extract the slime that it doesn't even hurt the snail itself. So it means everything about snail is money.
Everything.
No wastage. In fact, they use the shell for feeding formulation, to formulate feeds for the snail itself and for other animals.
All right. Where's something for you to
No, you already answered the question.
All right. That's quite interesting. I mean, like you mentioned, this conversation is something there's a lot to discover about the snail farming business. And like we always say here Our own job is to bring you the information, you know, just do the introductory part of it and answer, you know, as much as possible the questions that you might have. But you, if you want to actually venture into this, you owe yourself to do more research, to go for mentorship, like James additional mentioned, to go for training, to go see somebody who have done it before, so you can learn directly from that person. Don't just hear it now, then the next thing you take bike to the market, you can buy snail and start. That's not the way it's done. It's done, okay? You have to do some further research to make sure that you're on the right path to your financial, you know, breakthrough. But thank you so much, James Additional, for taking your time to be with us on the show this morning to share this amazing information with us on the show this morning. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me, and I hope this is able to help some people out there.
Yeah, definitely will. And thank you so much to everyone who tuned in on our Facebook Live this morning. Thank you so very much. We appreciate your time. Today on the show, we discuss snail farming business with our guest, James Additional. Like he said, I hope that you